Congratulations to the membership of this channel doing really well on getting these big stimulus checks, these holiday stimulus checks. They've been getting them all week long. You're looking at a chart here. Starbucks company will be going over some of the breaking news late tonight. This is all coming in the last few minutes. So congratulations to the members of this channel. They're doing so well on getting those big stimulus checks in their hands this week, this month, and we'll be getting more checks next month. What are viewers doing right now? They're averaging about 18 months of monthly stimulus checks. How many checks per month? About five. About five checks per month. Five checks a month for 18 months. That's 18 months of stimulus checks, five per month. About two to three checks, $2,000 to $3,000 in those checks. Just a great job. Keep it up. Again, a lot of you are just jumping in the live chat. Over 100 people immediately right in the live chat in the first minute. So the viewership of this channel is doing really well. They are averaging about 18 months of stimulus checks they're getting right now. They've already gotten at least the first month. Some have gotten several months. And those 18 months of stimulus checks are turning out to be about five checks per month, about two to three $1,000 in those checks. The way they're getting the big checks is from the check B has been the big success for them. Remember, these checks covered on LALATE since day one. LALATE has never, ever covered anything on a state by state basis. This is not a state news site. This is not a local city news site. This is from the federal government. So Dwayne just asked, where do I look for this in Virginia? You don't need to look for it in Virginia. Jennifer, so what states are getting these checks? They're not from the states. They're from the federal government. And let's go back to understanding the way government works. We have two separate parts of government. The federal government, which is those people in Washington, D.C., and then your local government, which is your state and your city. City of Los Angeles has never had a lot of money. California has never had a lot of money. Federal government has fortunes. Let's go to some other states. Kentucky, not a lot of money in the state of Kentucky. Not a lot of money in Virginia. Not a lot of money in Tennessee. So it's important to immediately take your mind and refocus. Crystal just asked, Jennifer just asked, Dwayne just asked, what about my state? Start by not asking that question, because your state has nothing to do with these massive stimulus checks. It has nothing to do with the checks. It doesn't matter if you live in Virginia, drive across the border to Tennessee, drive over to Arizona, drive up to Nebraska. So the way you get the checks is from the federal government. Tina, how do we get these checks? So the way you get them is from the federal government. And over the last 2 years, I've trained people to really refocus and understand where stimulus checks come from, how they pay out, and what they're being paid for. So let's go over some of those items right now. The biggest stimulus checks have always come from the federal government. And when I say from, it means they don't care where you live. Where you live has nothing to do with the checks. The checks are from the federal government. They run the websites, they pay for the checks, they send out the checks, and so where you live has nothing to do with that part of the equation. The money is federal money, it's not state money. The application is federal application, not state application. So you don't need to ask, what about Tennessee? What about Arkansas? What about Kentucky? Because it has nothing to do with state. It comes from the federal government. The next thing you need to remember is that they only look at you one way. How much do you make per year? And that's really the only real major qualifier until we get down to things of whether you rent or you own or things like that. How much do you make? So you don't need to ask, when is there a stimulus check for SSI? Does SSI get a stimulus check? Or how does SSI get a stimulus check? It's not part of the equation. It's not a qualifier. So SSI clearly makes less than $75,000 a year, single individual is your income. You don't make $75,000 if you're on SSI. So you qualify. All you have to know is that you make less than $75,000, single individual. So you qualify. If you're a married couple, then it's 150,000 less. Wilma says, do we automatically get them? No. So that's a great question. I did that a little bit up today on Afternoons LA. What I'm trying to train people on and educate them this winter is that way stimulus works now may be different than what you knew about stimulus before. So one of I taught 4 steps today, and the first step I taught viewers today was step one, please try to forget what you know about stimulus checks from the last 2 years. So just try to forget it and make it as though it's a brand new concept in your mind. The reason why is because things are done differently at different times, and people tend to dwell on what they knew about before. Tom, congratulations, Tom. You're uninformed and you'll never get anything. And my viewers have gotten it. My viewers have gotten fortunes. And it's people like Tom who don't want to learn anything, who don't get anything. Let's go back into the chat. So after that, we had Crystal. So how do we go about getting this? Great question. And then Wilma, how do we get them? And there is Crayola. Crayola with a new name, Condo King. It's Crayola Condo King now. So the way you get them. The way you get them is you focus on the federal stimulus checks. Check A, first one, the weatherizing grant check. Check B, which almost really covers almost anyone, because viewers who are getting check B are getting it who are renters. They are getting it for people who own, anyone who only has basic utility bills. If you have bills, you get check B. It's that straightforward. Now, check C is even more incredible across the board. So let me pull the screen because I'm missing some of the comments. I missed the the condo dance, condo dance king, condo dance king, Crayola king. And there's Candy Frug in the live chat as well. So step one is to refocus and understand how these are done now. And it's taken me some time to refocus. It took me time to refocus on stimulus from 2020 to 2021 because a lot of you did not get $150,000 of stimulus in 2020. My initial viewers on LA did. My initial viewers on LA got 150,000 from the first stimulus package in 2020. You probably did not if you didn't get EIDL or PPP. You probably got $600 or $800 or $900 or $1,200, but I had a lot of viewers who got almost $200,000. Their stimulus items are gone, so they can't even focus on those. I can't focus on them either. Their stimulus instruments, their stimulus items don't exist anymore. So they got to forget about those immediately. They don't exist. And same with second stimulus and third stimulus. You got to forget about what they were then and focus on what they are now. All right, next step I teach people in the three-part step today. Second step is move fast. Really, please move fast. I want you to get the stimulus right now. The reason I have the Starbucks chart up, you're looking at Starbucks chart for the stock year to date. YTD means year to date. We're about to go over that in a second. Is what's important to know for pouncing on this money is because times are changing very quickly. For check B, is that so much for a person or a year? So, great question, Diane. So it's $15,000 to $80,000 a person for check B. Now, some viewers are getting more than that for check B. On the rate and how many months, the viewers of this channel are averaging 18 months of check Bs. So they're getting 18 months of check Bs. So what are they getting each month on the check Bs? They're generally getting about 5 checks a month. So they're getting all their rent or their mortgage, either rent or you own, and they're getting the utilities. In some cases, they're getting something else on top of that. So that's a great question. from Diane. And so it's 18 months, multiple checks a month, about three, four, five checks a month. So it's a great question across the board, and that's coming out to about 2, 3 thousand. Where's the sushi chart? So you're looking at a Starbucks chart. Let's just look at this together for a second, and then we'll go into the news that's impacting this right now because it's breaking news tonight. So you're looking at here is my mouse. You're looking at year-to-date Starbucks. Here we are right now tonight. It's at $98. This is November. You see here. Now, if we go back into August, look at the right where let me see if I put my finger there. Okay, so there it is. In November in October we were 85, so we have gone from 85 to 95. Back in June here, we were what is that about an 84. So look at this year for Starbucks. Starbucks started the year at 85, then fell all the way down to about 70, and then came right back to 98. So Tom says, who cares about Starbucks? Um, it's not so much the company, it's not so much the coffee, it's understanding the economy. And the reason why I'm showing you a series of companies right now is understand where this economy is going. Because if you don't understand where the economy is going, you will get lost in uh, its path and its direction. And you also may get misguided by people telling you incorrect guidance on where it's heading. Here's a bank. Let's just look at this bank. Look at it. It started the month uh, up, then went down, and now is now coming back up. So that looks sort of like a V, doesn't it? All right, so now let's look at a technology company, Roku. So look at this one. This one's horrible. Started the year at $170, straight down to $54. This is really the state of what we're dealing with this recession. This is generally what you're dealing with this recession. And this is going to get far worse across the board. Um, and where we're going on these charts is that this was $168, but the analyst that recommended it to go to 250. Well, it didn't. It went straight down. And now what do you think? Well, it's $54. Is it a buy? No, it's actually not a company to buy at all. Here's Ford. Okay, so Ford is auto, and I've been telling you as viewers that Ford and auto manufacturers are going to be big trouble because no one can afford to purchase a car with a car loan, and people who have a car loan may go under, may default on it because they may not be able to carry it. So let's look at Ford this year. It started at what is that, like $17? Went up to 25, and then it just went straight down. Now it did have that little bit of rally like we saw in that Starbucks, but not much. It's come from 12 to 13, so it is down from a 25 to a 13. So how much is that down? 50%. Look at that. So Ford is down 50%. You just saw Roku is down. So tonight, let's look at some of the breaking news that came in minutes ago, and I'll feature it tomorrow on this channel. Morgan Stanley's Mike Wilson tonight. Mike Wilson, Morgan Stanley is a major brokerage firm, says that get ready for a massive downspin. I have told you we have a long way to go down, a long way to go down. And as that one viewer who I just threw out of the live chat said, why do I need to know this? Because if you work at a business, you may lose your job. And if you don't work, then your town may be in trouble for people who do have jobs, and they maybe lose them. Does Pennsylvania get Check B? Absolutely. So Check B has nothing to do with the state. It's from the federal government. So Check B is in every U.S. state. Check B is in every U.S. territory. It's federal stimulus, so it's not the Pennsylvania Check B. It's just everywhere. So Mike Wilson tonight, thank you for that great question. Great question. Mike Wilson says tonight, you should expect a downward turn probably for the first 4 months of next year. And then we think the deceleration on the revisions earnings side will kind of reach its crescendo. So he thinks it's going to get really bad early next year and then maybe improve, which is interesting. I was the first American financial broadcaster to record that we would have recession. I said the real heart of it would be January. So apparently, I'm still right. Apparently, they're still isolating January, February, and March as the worst part of this recession. But when is it improved? So Wilma is checking in Mississippi. So Check B is from the federal government. So let's be actually literal with the answer for Wilma. Is Check B in Mississippi? No, it's not in Mississippi. It's in Washington, D.C. It's from the federal government. So they send it to you. So it's not like you go down to some office in Mississippi and ask for it. It's not like you call up some Mississippi phone number and a Mississippi area code and ask for Check B. It doesn't exist in Mississippi. It comes from the federal government for people in Mississippi. So it's not sent from Mississippi. It's not paid from Mississippi. It's not applied for in Mississippi, but it is for you in Mississippi. It is also for people in every U.S. state. So I think I said that the best way I can say it, which is it's available for you everywhere in every U.S. state because it has nothing to do with a state. It comes from the federal government. It does not come from states. And so let's go back into what Wilson says. He says the bear market is not over. Can I apply for sushi check? Um, Sushi check is only available in the state of Kondo. Sushi checks are only available in the state of Kondo. How do we apply for it? So you want to go under the video, become a member, and then get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So it just went out for tonight. It's 7:40 on the West Coast. So we'll go out tomorrow. Go right down to Check B, click the link, and go right and apply. Frank Mancuso became a member. And it's just a few dollars to become a member. It's so nominal. It's just a few dollars to become a member. And in less than 30 days, Frank Mancuso at Check B got those 18 months of Check Bs. And for him, he got his mortgage paid every month and his utilities paid every month, which is just insane. And then we've had two other viewers who have repeated that same winning streak. 18 months of your rent or your mortgage plus all your utilities every month for 18 months. It's just an enormous sum of money. Um, and yes, that's down the membership newsletter, Check B. So he says, Wilson, the bear market is not over. Well, that's obvious. And he says we got significantly lower lows in our earnings forecasts is correct. Most of the damage will happen in these bigger companies, just not tech. So this is important. So here's Ford. He's saying the big hurt will hurt everywhere, not just in technology. Now, let me show you Apple, for example. And I like this chart because everyone keeps on talking about technology as being the one that's really hurt. Not necessarily. Look at Apple. So Apple started the year at $141. And where was it in September? In September, it was $170. So it's actually higher. And where is it right now? It's 141. So it started the year at about a 160, and it's 161. It's about 141. So it's not down that much at all. Have you downloaded the brand new Crayola app from the App Store? It's incredible. The brand new Crayola app in the App Store has a lot of fun on it. In that Crayola app from the App Store, you can do a condo. You can do a condo, and the more condos you do in a day, the bigger the more money you make, and the more that Elon Musk hates you. And you're rewarded with sushis as you get more condos. As you do more condos, then you get more sushis. I want to talk about something else tonight, and it's two subjects. One is Elon Musk and Twitter, and I also want to talk about Balenciaga. And I don't know if you've heard about both of the issues, but I think they're very important to know about. Twitter and Elon Musk has gotten way too much coverage, in my opinion, at this point. It's become sort of like a parody of a story that every day he has something to say and every day that story has to run. I'm not going to cover it on the channel. I just think it's becoming non-newsworthy and it's become a little bit blowhardish. And some financial news outlets are literally running every breath that Elon Musk has to say on Twitter. And I just don't think it's much of a story. And they're putting it as a front lead story every day. Now let's turn to something that's a little bit more important. I'm not going to show the images on this for obvious reasons, but you should go onto Twitter and you can follow LALATE on Twitter and see some of the images. I'm not going to even describe the images. That's how horrific they are. What is Balenciaga? Balenciaga, if I'm pronouncing it right, is a fashion house. And Balenciaga is a fashion brand that's worn by a lot of celebrities. And it most notably has the words Balenciaga, if that's the way you pronounce it, all over the clothing. But it's been involved with a horrible, horrible ad campaign in which there's a depiction of stuff that should never be depicted in an ad campaign. I'm not even going to describe what it is. Crayola is a celebrity. So has Crayola worn Balenciaga? And maybe you even know how to pronounce it better than I do. The, the controversy is bizarre because it is such a horrific situation that the question is, why are celebrities still wearing Balenciaga? Number one. Number two, the question is, why are celebrities who have pictures posted to their Instagram accounts still wearing Balenciaga? Cliff Ham, welcome to the Purple Hawks. Welcome for becoming a member. And Cliff, you will get the newsletter tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let me explain how the newsletter works again, because I think it's important for us to always talk about this all the time. The Here is, let me show you what was published. Actually, let me show it to you right now. So here we go. So 53 minutes ago, because what's the time right now? The time right now is 7:53. That's easy. Is that convenient to show? So it's currently 7:53. The newsletter comes out 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday. And 53 minutes ago, this was sent out. It's the LA membership newsletter for today, 11/29. And there it says delivered via YouTube alerts Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In Crayola land, it's currently 10 p.m. p.m. where he is. Yesterday, we had a hilarious feud in one of the live chats where a viewer said that I'm not in Pacific Standard Time or some strange thing. I mean, it's very weird. And then she said that she was 4 hours ahead of me. I don't think there's anything 4 hours ahead of Los Angeles time except the middle of the Pacific Ocean. I don't even think it's Hawaii. I think it's just nowhere. But it was very, very funny. Hey, Sandra, how are you? And there's Fran on the live chat. So here is the membership newsletter. Now, one thing I don't often explain, which may make it even easier for viewers, it's posted to the YouTube page for members. Now you notice the word members only. Let me see that word. Members only, members only, members only. So it is posted for a member, and you will get alert at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time from YouTube that the membership newsletter has posted. So here is the membership newsletter right tonight. I'm not going to go down in all of it because I don't want to show non-members the details because it's one of the values of becoming a member. Here are the worksheets. People always ask, where are the worksheets? Here are the worksheets. You can download them to your cell phone or your computer. You can look at them or write them on a separate piece of paper. The worksheets help you apply for the checks. And right below that, hey, Dragon, it's Dragon Mansion King. Dragon Mansion Queen with Crayola Condo King. Dragon Mansion Queen. Nice to introduce you to Crayola Condo King. Here's the membership newsletter for our brand new member who joined us a few minutes ago. And yes, thank you again for joining Cliff AM. So what you're going to do, and this is not the whole membership newsletter, I'm just showing part of it on the screen. You're going to go down, it's going to say check A, you're going to click the link, go right and apply. It's going to say check B, you click the link, you go right and apply. Check C, it'll tell you 12 places to call to apply. So A and B you can do tonight. If you're already if you have been a member since before the membership newsletter sent out 53 minutes ago. If you're Actually, here's an interesting point. I never thought of this way. Well, I think we're gonna do a little bit surprise. I think we're gonna do a little gift for our brand new member. So I've never really. Oh, we also have a brand new member as well, Mr. Fast Guy. I've never said this way. I mean, it's a sort of an interesting approach. I'd never said it on camera because I think it's too confusing to say, but maybe I can say it right now because you're in the live chat. So you see, let me go up here. You're on. If you let's start at the very beginning. You go to LALATE's YouTube page. Okay, here is. Oh, I'm not on the LA YouTube page. Let's try that again. Uh, how do I do this? Let's go back. If I was on the LA YouTube page, okay, here's the LA YouTube page. So if you click on the word community and you are a member and you're Mr. Fast Guy or you are our brand new member who joined us a minute ago, Cliff Ham, you can actually get Cliff the membership newsletter now, even though you joined after it was sent out 53 minutes ago. So, how would he do this? I've never explained this on camera, but there is a way to do this. All you do is you go to the front of the YouTube channel and you go over to the button that says community. Say it again. You go to youtube.com/LALATE and you go over to the button that says community, click it, and then you just want to go down to what would now be 58 minutes ago. So there's 13 minutes ago, there's 28 minutes ago, 43 minutes ago, 43 minutes ago. Oh, there it is, 58 minutes ago. So there is a way that a member can get the membership newsletter uh, if they became a member after it was published that night, or if they can't really, if they want to get it in another way other than waiting for the alerts, just go to the community page and just pull down, and there it is. It actually says, why is my mouse moving? That's not the camera, that's the mouse. There it is. LA membership newsletter 58 minutes ago. And then you want to click that button that says read more so that it reads more. Okay, so there it goes. And then you just keep on read. So again, let's repeat that again. And this is really helpful. Tell me, people. Send me a private message. I will also describe this because I sometimes I worry if I explain multiple ways to do things, then that confuses people. And then other times I think maybe I should give them multiple ways because one way may be easier for them across the board. So you basically just go to the community page at the front of the LA channel and you just scroll down at nighttime to what would have been 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you will find it. It is that straightforward. Now, here are some things that are very important to remember. If you're seeing this word members only, oops, I just made it go out of focus. If you see these words member only, then you have done everything right. You have done everything right. You are signed into your YouTube account. If you're not signed into your YouTube account, YouTube is not going to recognize you as a member. So if you're on the community page here and you are going down and seeing things that were just published, you won't see the word schedule because that's for me on the back end because of the control functions of the channel. But you'll see the word publish. And you see the word members, well, then you're fine. If you don't see anything and you think you are a member, then you're not signed into your account. So how do you sign into your account? You want to go to the upper right. Where is that? That little bell there. And you want to make sure you are signed into your account. I can't tell you that 99.99% of the errors that people make is one, they are not signed into their YouTube account. They're signed out. And number two, they get confused with the time. So if you're a regular viewer to this channel, you'll remember sort of when shows come out. And to make this even easier, you know that the membership newsletter comes out when Street and Stimulus is airing on the channel. Well, there's Street and Stimulus. So if you're around where I'm posting a message about go watch some Street and Stimulus tonight, Then it might be around there. Well, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. 43 minutes ago, 40. Oh, there it is. 58 minutes ago, newsletter. So let's do that again. It's always around the stream stimulus show, and there it is to find it. So, I'm always trying to. Ooh, I don't want to show the whole newsletter on camera, but I think if this helps, then send me a private message, and maybe I'll do this another way. Oh, here's another point to make, and I can only say things so many times, but in every post, see this says read more. See this little thing here that says read more, read more. So here's a post for a show that's airing right now. Oh, there's Anne. Anne Zucchini Zucchini Boat Queen introducing herself to Condo King. And we have Mansion Queen, Dragon Mansion Queen in the live chat as well. It's a full room tonight. So if you see this word read more, click that button. Let's see right here. Read more. Click it. Aha. And look what it says here. Explaining newsletter. I don't think anyone ever clicks that. And I say all the time, please click it. Because why? There's an actual video that explains the newsletter. So, you don't have to be Dragon Mansion Queen or Condo Sushi King. Is it Condo? No, it's Condo King, not Condo Sushi King. Is Chef Roberto in the room? Oh, there's Chef Roberto. Hello, Chef Roberto. How are you? So Chef Roberto, our pasta king, it's in the live chat as well. We have Chef Roberto Pasta King. We have sushi. We have Crayola Sushi Condo King. I mean, that's a tongue twister. Sushi Condo King, and then we have Dragon Mansion Queen, and we have Anne Zucchini Boat Queen as well. we have a whole group in here tonight. So there you go. And now that Anne and Dragon have joined the live chat, let me go over one subject matter which they may have missed, which I want to go over right now again. Oh, and there's someone else that just came in. It's Balenciaga. If you do not know what Balenciaga is, and Crayola says I'm pronouncing correctly, it is a fashion house. And boy, they recently had an advertising campaign for a collection. And I'm not even going to describe the pictures. They're that inappropriate. They are that inappropriate. But the problem is not only that their campaign used hideously inappropriate photo images, it's that celebrities who wear Balenciaga have not removed their pictures from Instagram of wearing Balenciaga yet at all. The pictures are horrific. And I don't mean horrific like, too sexy or something like that. They are just they are next level, unexcusable. They are almost illegal. It is insane, and I'm not going to describe what they depict. But go on Twitter and look. Oh, there's Lynn Glenn in the live chat. How are you, Lynn Glenn? And Crayola just says I looked at some of the pictures. They are. One thing I can say of some of them is that they're devil worshipping. I mean, that's the tamest of them. They're devil worshipping, but there are others that are even worse. And the or devil like images, I guess I should say. The problem is that these celebrities are still keeping those pictures on their websites. Why? I mean, why? Go delete the darn pictures. Go delete those darn pictures. The other thing I was talking about earlier, before Dragon and Ann got in here, is that I think that the coverage of Elon Musk and Twitter has become a little bit too much at this point. I'm not going to cover it. I certainly have not already, but I'm certainly not going to cover it. Financial news channels are literally running every story, every word out of Elon Musk's mouth. It's a little bit ridiculous at this point. Elon Musk versus Tim Cook at Apple, and Elon Musk versus this. Hey, Monique, how are you? Where's this fashion house from? Europe, and it is, and it's the images are so horrible, I cannot tell you what they even depict. But the issue is that personalities are wearing these items and need to stop doing that. And number two, that the uh, people who wore the items before, they need to remove those images, because how can anyone be associated with a house that really puts out those type of unacceptable images across the board? Now, and then it's Fred. Fred's in the live chat. I miss Fred. And there's Monique. Hey, Monique, how are you? Oh, I see Fred. There's Fred. How are you, Fred? And there's Monique. And let's go back into that last trick that we were just talking about a second ago. Oh, there's Susie Hampton in the live chat as well. Is this Live Dragon? Are you new here, Crayola? Is this your birthday, Crayola? Are you new here, Crayola? And what states are giving out sushi? What states do I apply for sushi? I mean, an 18-inch Neapolitan pizza pie. Oh, wow, Chef Roberto. Chef Roberto, you should go watch the 3 o'clock afternoon show today. The last 10 minutes, I featured imported Sicilian cookies. I'm sure Anne has already made them by now, because Anne is a master cook. But you should watch the 3 o'clock afternoon show. It's imported Sicilian cookies. They're incredible. They're so good that they're actually better than when I even buy them in Sicilian bakers here in the United States. So they're that good. So let's look at that back end trick, which I went over a second ago. I think some people liked it. Susie is a member. Roberto is a member. Anne is a member. So when you're a member, you can just go to the front of the YouTube channel for LALATE, go right over to the word community, and then go right down to the newsletter at really any part of the evening you want, so long as it's after 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So the current time is right now 8:09. So that means the newsletter came out uh, about 69 minutes ago, because the newsletter comes out 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Who has cookies? I do. Crayola Cookie King. And so there is the membership newsletter 58 minutes ago. So you can actually just go to the community page and go right down, if it's, 7, if it's, later in the evening, your time, and then grab it. That's why I'm going to have to get some pizza tomorrow. Sounds good, says Lynn Glenn. Absolutely. So there you go. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in this sort of random live chat. We were talking about one of the things you missed, but I'm going to cover it again tomorrow, was a big analyst at Morgan Stanley, Mike Wilson, is now predicting massive drop of stocks in the first 3 months of next year, which is what I had said since February this year. And he believes that massive drop will then ease off after then. So here's Apple year to date. Wow. Here is Ford year to date. So you see what Ford did. It went up, and then it is really just not rebounded at all. It started the year as like a $40 stock. Now it's 13. Here is Roku. Really awful. Look at Roku. Just went straight down this year, and it's, it could get worse. Here is Morgan Stanley. It should be JP Morgan Chase. Just sort of came down and has had a nice rally up, but it's 136 compared to where it was really up here. And then finally, Starbucks, which was, and Crayola saw it. One guy was like, I don't want to hear about Starbucks. Well, then you don't want to learn anything. Starbucks is important because it gives an indication of consumer spending. So it came straight down, but it has really had a nice rally up. I mean, how low was this? This was a 70 back in July, and has rallied up, but it's still not where it was when it started the year across the board. And so there you go. Let me jump in the live chat one more time, if I can grab it. There it is. Um, I I brought it here, brought it with her uh, from Cilicia. It's this dragon spelling of Sicily every It makes me confused. I'm always reading like, what country is that? Because it's misspelled right. Um, but just incredible, really, really incredible. Um, and then Anna's putting China there to make it, yeah, China and supply chain disruption. We're just all getting confused. And then sushi, sushi is going to get us confused as well. Anyway, everyone have a beautiful evening, and it's 8 o'clock, so that means evening lecture has just started. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful night. See you later, and jump in the live show airing currently on the channel. Stay informed, stay focused, and have a beautiful night. Take care. Bye.